Scores. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Hey man, listen, before we start, I want to show my love and appreciation to everyone who keeps tuning in. Every time you see that notification come across your screen, you hit, okay, let me watch. Let me see what he got going on. I appreciate it. This is the live show, The Real Hooper Show. This is my fault, I'm straight up. This is The Real Hooper Show, your boy Sean Suge Davis. And I'm with my guy, E. What's up, E?
What's up, bro?
Hey, man. You know my boy J. Cole dropped last night, brother.
Oh, yeah?
Are you a J. Cole fan?
I'm a fan of his music,
Nah,
yeah.
I ain't like that. I ain't like that answer, brother. So are you a J. Cole fan or not, brother?
Yeah.
It's a very simple thing, bro. We don't need no half-steppers in here.
Yeah, I'm a fan of his music, bro.
Okay, you're a fan of his music. And now, the way you said it, the fan of his music, are you not a fan of him? Or you kind of like some of the stuff he does?
I mean, he don't really do nothing for me to be a fan of or not to be a fan of, to be honest.
All right, that's fair. Well, the birthday blizzard, did you check it out?
Nah, I ain't check it out yet.
It was thorough, bro.
It was good?
Yeah, you know what, man? I've been a big J. Cole fan for a long time. I mean, very, very long time. I remember the first time I actually, excuse me, scores. I remember the first time I heard J. Cole. And me personally, when it comes to music, I'm a big storyteller guy. I like when people can paint a story on a beat. And he was really good. Well, he's still really good at that. But it wasn't Friday Night Lights yet. But I remember being in college, and I didn't have a computer back in the day. I just used to go to the computer lab. So my little brother was like, yo, man, you hear this dude, J. Cole? And, I'm like, nah, I ain't never heard of him. So I was in the computer lab when he told me, I was like, let me listen to it. And it was the song, and you guys helped me out with this, it was the song where he talked about having a crush on a girl, but she had a boyfriend, and he was plotting, or maybe he did, kill her boyfriend. Obviously, there's nothing I want to be a part of, but at the same time, it was very unique. It was very unique. It was it showed his skills, it showed his talent, and then Friday Night Lights dropped, and then it was a wrap for me. After that, it was a wrap. Am I a fan of every project? No, but at the same time, J. Cole's up there for me. I think he's a legend. I think J. Cole's a legend. I mean, he's very artistic. I don't want to say, I didn't even want to use the word artistic, but very skillful when it comes to music. So make sure y'all check out Birthday Blizzard. Birthday Blizzard was tough. E, who's your top 5 rapper, man? Top 5 rappers.
Top 5 rappers. Give me Drake, Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. Okay, Drake, Jay-Z, okay.
Yeah, come back to me on that. I haven't thought about this in a minute.
That's a minute? Shoot. I mean, I'm a big Drake fan. I don't think he's in my top 5. See, it's different. Like, the older you are, the wider the range, right? Like, you can't ignore everyone, right? I understand music evolves. For me, it's going to be Jay-Z. Jay-Z, Test of Time. I'm big with Test of Time. The guys who can last through different eras. That's the thing with LeBron for me. Just a guy who can last through different eras, play in different styles. I think that shows a lot of skill, versatility, durability, impact. So Jay-Z's up there. Then I'm gonna go Lil Wayne. When Lil Wayne first came out, it was wobbly, wobbly, wobble, wobble. You know what I mean? I ain't never think he'll be the top. Somebody in our top 5s, but he's there. Biggie, he was another guy who just a storyteller. Can drop stories. I like Biggie. This goes. I'm gonna go Pac. And then I'm gonna go Nas. All storytellers. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna take Pac out. I'm gonna go Pac, Nas, and T.I. Yeah, I like T.I. T.I., see, the problem, here's the thing. I don't get caught up with the T.I. you may know, right? You know Family Hustle or the VH1 T.I. You know the last 4 albums T.I. I remember T.I. from trap music. I'll give you a quick story, then we get into sports. You know, I didn't go on my first date until I was like 18. That doesn't mean I wasn't dealing with girls before then. I just hit my first date. Like I actually went on a date. It was actually a first, you know it was a rookie date because I took her to the movies. Now for you guys out there who don't understand what I'm talking about, you never take a girl to the movies on a first date. Why? Because you can't talk to her. Unless you plan on doing the dinner and the date, and the movie, but rookie mistake. Nonetheless, she was from Florida, and she had and she was playing T.I. trap music. And I was like, damn, this doing thorough, who this? And she was telling me whatever. And this is back in the day. So it was like, she didn't have the physical album. She had she burnt it on a CD. You might not know about that. We used to burn them on the CDs. And I ain't gonna lie, man, I stole her CD. I stole her CD, man. She went in the store. You know, I took the CD. You know, I'm out, man. I'll at you. No, I didn't steal a CD that way. I did ask her, can I borrow it? I just never returned it. I did borrow it and never returned the CD. And that was my introduction to T.I. But yeah, man, you know, I like what J. Cole doing. Shout out to J. Cole, man. So we posted something about the media in the 90s versus media now, right? And, you know, I think on every platform I have at least 5 trolls, at least 5 guys that's just like, they follow me just to hate on everything I say. So one guy was like, man, you just young. You never heard of Tragic Johnson, Kevin McPhail. And it's like, I don't mind the trolling, but at least pay attention. At least pay attention to the context. I said media from the 90s versus now. Kevin McHale, the Tragic Johnson thing, that was the 80s. And still in all, you don't remember them as those players, right? When I was talking about the 90s, I was just simply saying, hey man, they invested $600 million into the NBA. It wouldn't make too much sense for them to allow other media outlets to harp on these guys' failures because it wouldn't make the money. Because we got to remember, basketball was still fairly new in the 90s. Not fairly new to the public, not fairly new to the playground, but remember, the 70s, they was like, basketball wasn't a mainstream thing. The 80s, it became like, okay, we got some action, we got some high flyers, this is interesting. And then the 90s just shut the door behind it. The 90s was just like, we here. So it amplified it, right? But my thing was, in the 90s, I can remember Shaq being swept. There was no nickname for Shaq, but there's a nickname for LeBron when he got swept. I remember when Patrick Ewing missed that layup. Yeah, it was like a tragic Ewing or something like that, but at the same time, he's one of the highest paid athletes. You don't remember that. You guys remember, J.J. Barea, Jason Terry, 15 years later, after LeBron won 4 rings after that. 4 rings. And we still talking about it. And I understand some of you guys are going to say, oh, it's a social media era, duh. We get that saying on our phone. Nah, Stephen A. Smith was still talking about it this year. Not this year, not 2026, 2025. Skip Bayless made a living. He made a living off that. You know Skip Bayless for his takes, his bold takes, his brass takes towards players. Who you know like that from the 90s? Who you know? So a lot of these guys jump in like, they didn't talk about Jordan when he wore number 45 and he lost to Orlando. What was his nickname? A lot of these guys jump into my DMs and comments. You know, like I said, I'm a competitor. I'm a competitor in every way. I love to compete. So sometimes, you know, if I have to compete verbally or in the comments, I will. So I see them. I see all of it. But fellas, we got to get a grip on this. We got to get a grip on this. E, let me ask you a question, bro. Why do you feel like, not to say why you feel like, let me ask you, do you feel like the fans don't like change? They fight change when it comes to basketball.
You're asking me, do I feel like fans fight change when it comes to basketball?
Like, you know, I think the biggest conversation in the last year has been the game of basketball and how it's played and how it's viewed and how it's spoke on. And it's just a battle of the new generation versus the old generation. And everyone in the older generation feels like there can be no other generation better than their generation. Everyone after them are simply picking up crumbs.
I think it's just what they grew up on. So you're just trying to protect what you grew up on, what got you into the sport, and you try to protect that nostalgia of it, you know?
I feel it. My question to you, another question for you. Is it anything like that? Now, you got a little brother. I don't think you got that far in age, right? So this might be a hard question for you. Is it anything that you might hear like a younger guy, like maybe 16, 17, and he say, yo, this dude is, this right here was it. And you like, nah, bro, when I was your age, I was...
You talking about like in sports in general?
Sports, anything.
I would say TV shows. TV shows. I'm a big YouTube guy, so maybe like YouTubers. Like, for example, when I was heavy on YouTube, my DDG was a guy I was watching heavy. Some might say now Kai Cenat, this is it, but I might defend DDG like, nah, DDG was it back in the day. You missing out.
Okay. So do you believe nobody can pass DDG?
Nah. That was just an example.
Okay.
Yeah.
See that I don't mind guys in love with their era. I truly don't. But I do mind guys saying, I'm a basketball guy. I know basketball. It's the eye test. I do mind these type of things. And then you saying, there's no other better. There's nothing. I haven't seen anything better. I don't see anything better since Michael Jordan. I don't see anything better since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like, we got to understand this. Everyone is going to get passed. It's inevitable. It's just a matter of time. There's a skit online where a guy is talking to a kid in 2060. And he like, LeBron ain't even in my top 10. That can be really true in 2060. In 2060, that can be very, very true. So when you sit there and you think about it, you think about these type of things, it's not too far. We got to understand that it's not too far off that guys get passed up. We got to enjoy the game. We got to enjoy and involve with the game of basketball, man. Allen Iverson, we'll go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask you a question. Do you think it could be a thing where the newer generation didn't get a chance to watch the older generation or live through that time? So it's like you're trying to implement that mentality, not mentality, but implement the story of the player and let them know, like, yo, he was really cold. You really gotta be there to see it. One of those things, you know.
But I think here's the thing, right? Like, I remember when people was like, yo, Allen Iverson or Isaiah Thomas was better than Allen Iverson. And this was like in a barbershop. Or I give you a better one. When they were saying Dr. J, right, was better than Michael Jordan. Old heads, right? You can show me every tape you want of Dr. J. At that moment in my life, I'm living through the Michael Jordan era. I'm seeing the shoes being worn, people being damn near killed for his shoes. His games is on, his highlights is on, all these things are on. Dr. J is not there. Dr. J at that time, I think he won 1 championship. I'm watching Michael Jordan on his 3rd championship, 4th championship. So it's really hard to convince me that Dr. J was better because you've seen him playing the ABA. You know what I mean? And it's also wouldn't make too much sense for the older guy to stay with it. Because for me, it's not like it changes who Dr. J was. Everybody's going to go down in rankings. At one point, you got to look at it like this. Scottie Pippen was the top small forward of all time. Top 5, like I want to say top 5 for a lot of people until guys like LeBron came in, Carmelo came in, Kevin Durant came in, Kawhi Leonard came in. But so just imagine someone sitting there trying to argue, nah, Scottie Pippen would have cooked Durant. Durant wouldn't know what to do with Scottie. It's like, bro, you literally in the time right now watching something you never seen Scottie do, and you still saying he gonna do it, but you never seen it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of the things where it's like, we got to get away from the nostalgia part, where we feel like nothing is better than the past. There's no such, that's not how the world works. Everything is meant to improve. Now, don't get me wrong, you probably had better times because it was more simpler, but everything will improve over time on and off the court. Allen Iverson's in the news, but not for good things. Not for good things. He had a bad day at charity. He was in Melbourne, and he was supposed to be over there to talk to some kids. And I guess he talked for like 7 minutes and left. They said his behavior was unacceptable. His excuse was he's having a bad day. He was having a bad day. And I don't know what all it entailed. I just know their side of the story. I didn't hear Allen Iverson's side of the story. So I'm not going to sit and say, okay, Allen Iverson is this bad guy who don't care about kids who have cancer. I'm not going to do that. Because here's the thing we got to understand. For these celebrities, for these athletes, they get paid to do something, show up, whatever the case may be. We look at that as an opportunity to get our chance to see these players. We look at it as something they should feel like they should always be excited about. And I'm not making any excuses for them, but what I am saying is like, a bad day could potentially have happened. These guys have a job where anything can be happening with you off the court. Your wife tripping, your kids sick, your financial advisor stole money from you, and you got to still go out there and be this guy. You still got to go out there and be this guy. You got to smile. You got to smile in front of all these people when the average human can make a phone call, hey, I can't come in today. I'm sick. And have time to themselves. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe he could have canceled. I think his team should have probably checked in with him. But who knows? It might have been something that happened on the way over that may have triggered him or might have killed his mood. But he showed up. So hopefully they resolve it. But we got to stop pretending like these guys are not human. Austin Rivers. Did you see the video about Austin Rivers, E?
No, I didn't see the video of Austin Rivers.
Okay. Let me help you. Austin Rivers, I'm a fan of Austin Rivers. I like what Austin Rivers is doing. He had a podcast called Off Guard, and he came on his story and was saying he's shutting the podcast down. He's shutting the podcast down, bro. He said, and in short, he says his hot takes can be confusing to the people who he want to do business with. And he said other things, but I'm gonna speak to that first. I agree with him. Now, when I first started this brand, we started with the merch. We was doing the merch. I wanted to tell stories. I do tell stories. We tell stories. You go look at the Brian Crown story. We do also do animations on the Score Society page, all the Score Society pages. But when you do hot takes, like if I say LeBron is the best player of all time, guys, I mean that's not a hot take. I'm trying to think off the top of the head, but I couldn't really flow. But guys would be like, yo, you like LeBron, you must hate Jordan. I don't like your podcast. I don't want to buy your merch no more because you don't like Jordan. Nah, bro. Like I got Jordan shoes, all that stuff, bro. I watch all the games you watch. I'm just saying that I'm just a little bit more impressed with this young man is doing right now. So, I'm just making content based around it. You're glazing. Like, yo, chill, bro. It ain't even that deep. Jordan my number 2. I don't know why he gotta be my number 1 for you to like me. Like, we gotta like the same food too. You know what I'm saying? So, I get him. Then he was talking about like just building his brand in the NBA. Like he's an analyst, and if he's on his podcast and he's talking about a GM and what a GM should do and the mistake a GM made, he don't want to go in that room and shake hands. You gotta go shake hands, and the GM looking at him like, yo, wasn't you just telling me I was doing a bad job at my job? Wasn't you covering that? So I get it. I totally get it. You trying to build your relationship. Then the other part of it is that I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know every NBA player's financial situation, I don't even know how much they pay these guys to do these podcasts. We growing. We growing over here. We building. We going to get to that bag. But for them, they already built their brand. They built their brand since they was in college to the NBA. So people want to naturally hear what they got to say. But I don't know if they all have to do it. I don't think they all have to do it. I think it's just something, an extra bag. So if you're trying to build something stronger off the court, I understand, and you already got your bag. You already made millions. You got millions probably saved up or whatever. I probably wouldn't do it that much either. Or wouldn't want to do it in this way either, because it just wouldn't make too much sense. It wouldn't make too much sense for a person with millions of dollars to be on here bashing or talking or hot taking it with players they got to see and sit next to. You ain't gonna get far like that. So shout out to Austin Rivers, man. Austin Rivers, I ran into him at the Rico Hines runs a couple years back. Talked to him for a little bit about his mixtape days. It seems like a good guy. Seems like a good guy. Didn't come off like a, on some snobby. He ain't come off like that. He just shook my hand. We talked a little bit, and we just kept it moving. I'd love to have him on the show, but if he ain't doing podcasting no more, I respect it. But shout out to him. Another thing, right? I'm watching NBA kids on YouTube. It's like a channel. I forget the channel name. I wish I remember. I would have shout you guys out. But they show you all the NBA players' sons, and it made me think like, damn. I know they dads are in the NBA, right? So they're gifted in some ways, like height sometimes. But all of them flourishing. All of them are pretty good. That ain't something we always saw. That's not something that you always seen in the NBA growing up. And it made me think like, if I was an NBA dad, but what do an NBA dad do differently than the average dad? Now, I don't have all the answers, but I have interviewed guys like Samaki Walker, whose son is in the NBA, Jabari Walker. I have interviewed guys like Scoop Jardine, Syracuse legend, whose son now plays like 13U or 12U or something like that. And I can tell you, my man Greg Smith has a daughter who is really good. And I've asked them, what are you doing differently than the average kid or the average parent? And here's what they all have in common. Number one, they don't allow their kid to be part of the hype. Oh, look, he's ranked number 2. He's a third grader. He's ranked number 2 in the city. Okay. What does that mean? Like, what is that? That doesn't mean anything. That's just an ego stroke. So they don't let that get to them. Second, they simplify the game. The stuff your kid don't want to do, like dribble pull up with the right footwork, with the right rhythm into a shot, and they're just doing that religiously, constantly, like it's until it's second nature. The stuff your kids I've trained kids, and I'll be like, yo, we're going to shoot 20 right hand pull-ups coming down. They'll make like 4 and be like, can I step back too? Nah, bruh. They make like 4 more. Now they dropping their arm. Nah, bruh. Keep that arm up. Now it's a battle because they're making it, right? So they're looking at me like, yo, come on, man, let me do me. And you like, bro, it ain't about that. You gonna have that time. I'm telling you, all that stuff is gonna come. You just gotta focus on the repetition right now. The NBA kids don't mind that. They also know how to calm their kids' ego down. While your kid searching for 4, 5, 6 different teams, 8 different teams, their kid is on 1, maybe 2. While your kid is skipping out on practice, I can't. They're doing practice and training. Training, practice, train again. While your kid making a shoot, I can't come to practice. I got homework. They're working out in the morning, school, tutor, train before practice, train. Do it again tomorrow morning. 2 practices, 2 trainings a day sometimes. Talk to Stephen Graham. Stephen Graham used to play in the NBA as well. Dad would wake him up. Him and his brother Joey Graham. NBA. So the stuff that your kids don't want to do, they telling their kids, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. This is how you get it done. Another thing that they do is they understand the process. They understand it's not going to take 3 months to get better. They understand this is a journey. They understand this is a lifelong commitment. They understand that. They're not looking at, oh, he didn't score this, he didn't score. They're looking at the movement. They're looking at the confidence. They're looking at what shots did he take? How did he view the game? What's his mentality before the game, after the game? They want to know those things. Why you going to get some ice cream? They're like, no, we're not getting no ice cream, bro. Let's go shoot. Why you thinking that's cruel? They understand the mission. They understand it's a process. They understand that. They also understand that who they hang with, who their children hang with is important. Is important. You can't hang with a guy like if I'm a basketball player, I can't hang with a guy like E. E was riding skateboards. You gonna mess me up. Yo, Sean, come out. We on skate. Yo, you always training. Come on, I got a birthday party. Actually, Mom, can we go play date? They like, nah, we don't do all that. We do it sometimes. They treat it like a business. This is the day he's open. February 12th, 12 o'clock to 1 p.m. Would you like to have play date then? What? What's February 12th? I don't know. I gotta ask. Well, that's the time he has available. So I just want to give you guys some game. I always gotta speak to the parents. I always gotta speak to the kids. Every episode we have, because it's important to me. I work with kids. I work with parents, and I feel like as a coach, I have a responsibility to at least guide both kid and parents in some way, whether it's the motion, whether it's where the game is going, no matter what it is. Just want to be helpful. All right, let's get into some NBA. Now, I got my guy here, E. As you all probably know, he's a Lakers fan, and he's a big Dalton Connect fan. He's how do you feel that Dalton Connect is asking for a trade? He demands a trade right now.
If you want, I really got no strong feelings towards it. If they want to trade him, they could trade him. As long as we get a nice young piece back, a nice young usable piece back.
Do you think he was treated fairly when he got traded, and then they traded him back? Because I think Mark Williams, his physical wasn't right.
I think it was it's just the nature of the game. I don't know why that physical didn't go through, but because now Mark Williams, he's balling in Phoenix, and he seems pretty healthy too. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll say this. Good riddance. No, I'm joking. Dalton Connect, he's in a tough spot. I liked him for University of Tennessee. Obviously, he can ball. He shows signs of that last year. But to be honest, he's definitely a trading piece, right? He can go to someone's bench. He can go to. I want to see him get a fair shot, and I like a good underdog story. I want to see him get a shot and average like 17 points next year or something. I'm one of them guys. Like, I'm really big on that type of stuff. I'm big on that, man, and I enjoy that. So I say, man, Dalton Connect deserves a trade. He's older, he's talented, and you want to squeeze the lemon out of the juice. No pun intended. Yeah, you see how I did that? You see how I did that? You see the billboards out there with the lemons, and they got Dalton Connect. Yeah. So you want to squeeze the lemon out of the juice? Listen. That's off the top of the head. I don't want to show too much skills. But anyhow, yeah, I think he should get a trade. I think it's hard to play under those conditions. Like, you know when somebody don't want you. Like, you think about this, E. Like, think about this. Imagine you dating a girl, right? And she break up with you, right? And she tell you why she broke up with you. Like, yeah, I'm just seeing, I just want to see other people. I don't think you're a good fit. I like you. I think you're a good person. I wish you nothing but the best, right? And then she go out there and she start dating this guy, and this guy broke her heart. And then she come back to you. You know what? I was tripping. I was wilding. I didn't know what I had in front of me.
That's crazy.
And I just want to make this work. How you feel about that?
But I already moved on. You feel me? So it's like,
there you go. That's how his head probably. That's how he was in his mind. All right, moved on, man. I'm here. Because I gotta be here contractually. But realistically, I know how y'all dudes feel about me. So, shout out Dalton Connect. Giannis is also in trade rumors. Right now, he's out with an injury, a calf strain. He's been out. It's like the 14th time he's been out with a calf strain this season. Right now, the Bucks are a 12th seed. They're a 12th seed, and it's not looking good. Now, they don't have to trade Giannis because they do have the 7th pick in the lottery, which could be okay. They also have a swap with the Pelicans. And the Pelicans, I believe, is top three for a trade. Now, here's my thing, though, when it comes to Giannis. If I was Giannis, I wouldn't care about that. Because here's why I wouldn't care. I already won a championship. So the idea of, damn, maybe we get this, we get the 3rd pick. We just build with this 3rd pick. And then that might be the turnaround for the team. But here's the thing. The 3rd pick and an NBA champion. I'm in my 12th season. Where you want me to go? What you want me to do? You want me to wait for the 3rd pick to develop? Now I'm in my 15th season before we even a contender again? Right now they 12th in the East. He's averaging 28 points, 10 rebounds. He's hot right now. And here's the thing. I understand the infatuation with staying with a team, but my issue is when we talk about these players, when the legacy is all done, you won't say, oh, Giannis top 2, even though he had 1 ring, but think about his loyalty to the Bucks. His loyalty alone should have him in the top 5 of all time. You don't think like that. You think, what's his resume? You gonna look at a season like this, he had 28 and 10, cool. Oh, but his team lost. His team didn't make the playoffs. Oh, man, Duncan that would have never happened in Duncan prime. Would have never happened. But see, the problem is what I keep trying to tell you guys, is Duncan would probably be in the system. When you got an organization like Milwaukee that's kind of moving pieces around, don't really have a system, don't really have a direction, that's trying to find direction and be a part of the nuance with young guys and shooting threes, it messes up a guy's legacy. So we'll go argue on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook 15 years from now about how Giannis was averaging 28 points and didn't make the playoffs. Not remembering that he won a championship and they blew his team up. So I don't understand, I understand the infatuation with it because you as a fan feel good about players staying in one spot and y'all love consistency. But I truly, genuinely don't understand it when it comes to being a strike against a player if they don't want to stay there.
Let me ask you this. What do you think Giannis's goal is? If it's to win championships, because you said he's in his 12th year.
12th year.
If it's to win championships, he only has a 7 year window max. to win the championship.
You think so? So you think 7?
Yeah, because he's 12th year, 7 years. That'll be his 19? 19 years. Not a lot of NBA players play 20 plus years in the NBA.
Okay,
you know
7 years fine.
So he has to go to a team that's looking to, and he wants to win multiple championships. He has to go to a team that's now like an OKC, San Antonio Spurs, it's some type of organization. And if he does go to that team, the Milwaukee's gonna ask for a lot, at least a lot of draft picks or a lot of players, either one of those two. But if he goes to like a Miami or like a team that's contending, but
what
like
about
a New
the
York, Lakers, okay, that's different. But what my point is saying this is like, what's his goal? Is like, because he's not going
to win now. Any team, listen, whatever team he goes to, he's going to go to a team that's contending. It's not going to be a building team. It's going to be a team that's contending. So if he goes to the Lakers, they get rid of AR, Dalton Connect. They get rid of Marcus Smart. Get Giannis. Oh, my gosh.
That's fair.
It's all good now, huh?
Yeah, it's all good. If you go to LA, it's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good. Because he's contending. But he's not going. I don't think he's going to win multiple championships. That's kind of hard to do. I feel like if he
multiple championships are hard to do. But again, though, it's hard to do, but you at least want to be a contender.
Okay.
You want to be a contender.
Okay.
You know, when people, that's the whole thing with and I don't want to make this a LeBron thing, but that's the part I just don't get when it comes to players when they talk about LeBron. Oh, he's 4-6 in the finals. Dog, you know how hard it is to compete for a championship for 10 years? 10 years? Think of all the greats that played. They couldn't compete for a championship for 10 years, bro. You know how hard it is to say, man, you know what? I'm taking my talents to South Beach and people laugh at you, your talents, and you win the championship 2 years later? Man, y'all know what? I told y'all chocolate chip cookies. These is goddamn macadamian. I'm out. I'm going back to Cleveland. 2 years later, win a championship. Oh, it's cold out here. It's cold, man. Listen, man. Hey, Dan, listen, man. It's been love. Dan Gilbert, it's been real. I got to roll, man. It's time to start thinking about my future off the court. LA, where we at? 2 years later, win a championship. You know how hard that is, bro? Like, think about what we talking about here, bro. People just make that stuff seem like it's nothing. They'll talk about your failures more than they talk about you winning multiple championships. You know how crazy that sounds? Giannis is a generational talent. He's looking for a team right now that can win. And guys are making it seem like winning multiple championships are nothing. You're bugging. That's why I have real hoopers and casuals. Real hoopers and casuals. Real hoopers know it's hard to win, bro, in basketball. Everybody played on a really good team. Everybody has lost if you actually play basketball. Or if you haven't lost, you played against a really good team. And they know, and you know that, damn, that game could have went either way. Could have went either way. Casuals, they sit back. Stats, oh, he scored 20. He was scared. Let me go to comments. He was scared, not better than Jordan. Casual. Let's stop acting like winning is easy. It's not easy, bro. It's not easy. It takes dedication, right timing, the right people. All the things need to play. All the things need to fall in place. Let's stop acting like that. The Sixers and the Bucks played last night. The Bucks lost last night. Obviously, Giannis didn't play. He was out with a calf strain. Your boy Paul George. Paul George had 32 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Now, let me ask you this, because you was part of that group who was saying Paul George was the GOAT.
Of course.
Do you still think Paul George is the GOAT?
Yeah, he's nice, bro.
Is he the GOAT, though?
GOAT.
What made y'all say that Paul George was the GOAT?
But you just gotta watch the way he plays, bro.
I mean, I like Paul George game. I do like Paul George game. I love when he played with the Pacers. Mm-hmm. I know his resiliency, be able to come back from that gruesome leg injury. Also, I like the way he played with OKC, averaged 28 points. But I didn't see GOAT.
You know what it did it for me? He took the Clippers to the Western Conference Finals, bro. Not a lot of people talk about that. Not a lot of people mention that. It was him, Reggie Jackson. They balled, they lost, but that's what this dude might be the GOAT, bro.
Might be the GOAT. Well, look, he was playing like he was the GOAT last night, man. He was shot 9 from 15 from 3. Shot 9 from 15 from 3. Joel Embiid came out to play as well. Joel Embiid had 29 points. 9 rebounds, and Tyrese Maxey had 22 points, 9 assists. The big three. If they can kind of, but see, it's hard to really focus on those three and have the pieces that you have. Like you got VJ Edgecombe. VJ Edgecombe had 12, 8, and 7. I think VJ Edgecombe can make a living in that range, 16, 8, 7. We know if you can play like that consistently, but it's going to have to fluctuate. The Sixers just have a lot of talent. They just have a lot of talent, man. And it's going to be tough for these guys to actually be able to share the ball consistently the same way.
You think they're going to be able to share the ball come playoff time? You think come playoff time they're going to make some noise if everybody's healthy? You can see them make some noise, shaking things up?
What does noise sound like?
I'm talking about...
Is it second round?
No, I'm talking about Eastern Conference Finals. You see them beating New York?
Ooh. I don't see it yet.
You don't see them being in New York?
I don't see it yet. I did at one point. I did, but I don't see it yet. Right now they 25 and 21. I don't see it just yet, and not because of the record. I'm just talking about the way they play. Their playing style. You need consistency with who gets the basketball at what time. Because if we don't have consistency in the playoffs, that means guys are taking ill-advised shots at the wrong times of the game. And it's the playoffs, not the season. It's not, it's all good. We got tomorrow. Oh, we got next week. Oh, we got the week after that. It's like, no, bro, we got 4 games to show that we can win. We got 4 games. Okay, or 7 games. But you need 4 games to win. So I see second round. It might not be noise. It might be talking. You know, it might be some chatter. Not noise. Like I see them making some chatter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're gonna get it next year. They're gonna be all right next year. They're gonna grow. Yeah, this chatter.
Now the trade deadline is next week on the 5th, right?
5th, February 5th.
You see them making any changes to bolster that team? And you see what kind of pieces you see them moving off
Would Giannis for Embiid and Paul?
Nah, see you remove the depth of that team though.
Yeah, you do.
I see them getting out Jared McCain though.
Yeah, they got to get out Jared McCain.
Get out Jared McCain and what's his name? The small forward. Who they got? What's his name? I forgot his name. The Hooper. Who he wanted
Kelly Oubre?
No, the other one. I forgot his name.
He young?
He like in his mid-20s. He wanted a big contract. That's so he signed a 1-year deal. He like 6'5".
I know you're talking about. You're not talking about. You talking about not Justin Edwards.
No.
I know you're talking about light skinned guy, right?
Yeah.
I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name either. He didn't play last night.
Nah.
I tried to go look at their roster, but he didn't play last night. But I know exactly who you're talking about. Somebody help us out in the chat. But anywho, we're gonna move on to the next game. We're on a time crunch. Now, Detroit played against Denver last night. Denver lost 107-109. Detroit right now is 34-11, and I think the Motor City needs this. The Motor City needs this. They haven't won since 2004. I remember when they won 2004. They beat the fake show. No, I'm joking. They beat the Lakers. They beat the Lakers back then. Do you think Cade still is a runner for the MVP?
He could be potentially. I still got Luka and Jaylen Brown above him though.
Luka?
Yeah.
Nah.
Come on, bro.
Luka don't play. Like, I think Luka can get away with not playing D for like the first 7 years, but not the 9th. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You and this defense, bro.
Dog, because then you have to give. You're right. He doesn't have to always play defense, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about it, right? When you think about it, we're talking about the MVP. That means if Luka's the MVP, we have to overlook defense. We have to literally be like, I know Cade Cunningham led a Detroit team to the number 1 seed as a leading scorer, and he plays defense, but he averages 7 points less than Luka. Luka averages 33 points, 32 points, something around there. And we saying, because his team is like 7th in
Lakers
the West.
aren't 7th, bro.
What are they? What are the Lakers? They're not 5th?
They are 5th.
They 5th still?
Yeah.
Okay. They're 5th. They're 5th in the West. And then you saying, all right, we're gonna give Luka. We're gonna give Luka the MVP with his team 5th in the West. He don't play no defense, but he got more points.
Bro, it's not even that. There's more context to Luka winning MVP. His team isn't as talented as Cade's.
His team he got Bron. He had somebody on his team averaging 26 points a game.
That's one player though.
Bron? Bron is a player who we just talked about can take a team. I mean, granted, he's not in his prime no more, but we're talking about LeBron James, bro.
Bro, that's one player.
He averages 24 points a game.
He got a whole team and a whole bench who could help. Who's helping that team get to the first overall seed.
You know what it is, bro? I was watching that game last night, Denver versus Detroit. And the thing about it is, the league is such a plug and play league. Like, you don't know who's gonna come out and get hot. It's not the fact that he has like a better team. He just has a team that you don't have to look at and say, okay, this person's gonna be hot today. This person's gonna be hot today. Like Duncan Robinson scored 2 points last night. But there's nights he's gonna score 20. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but for the Lakers, Luka always gotta score that much. LeBron always gotta score that much. So you can't always, but in this era, you can't penalize guys because they don't have to score as much because they distribute into basketball or because their playing style is different. You can't penalize those guys for that anymore. It's not a league where the same top 4 guys, top 5 guys are shooting the ball or shooting the most on their team anymore. So the MVP has to be geared to the style of play that is today. I don't think Luka's the MVP. I do think Cade is still in the running. It just depends on how they finish out. It really depends on how they finish out. But again, this is the most exciting part. This is the most exciting basketball I've seen in years. We don't know who's going to be the MVP. We don't know who's going to win. We don't know. I love it. I love it. Jamal Murray, he played well. Jamal Murray averages 25 points right now. Obviously, Jokic is in the lineup. But Jamal Murray missed some crucial free throws last night. They fouled him twice behind the 3. And he missed one of each of them. Insane. I think they could have won that game, but I'm not here to bash him, man. I get it. But, I get it. We can't say, he should have made those free throws. He should have made those free throws. But at the same time, man, as a real hooper, sometimes that ball don't like you. That ball get a little heavy. But hopefully he learned his lesson. He get in the gym. Now, if we do it again, I might have to be on him. You know what I mean? You gotta be on him. Gotta give guys grace though, because he definitely holding it down with no joker. Let me ask you this, E. So the rule is, a player has to play at least 65 games to be on the NBA first team. Jokic is out. Jokic is, I believe, he's played 32 games. I think he's missed the last 9 or so. If Jokic doesn't qualify to be on NBA's first team, is that okay? Like, so Jokic, given his average, he's a triple-double guy, he's not a first-team NBA player. How you feel about that? If he doesn't play 65 games.
I don't. It's not okay morally. Like, he should be on the NBA first team, but the rules are the rules, so you can't really do anything about the rules. You feel me?
The reason why I brought this up is because it goes back to what I keep telling you guys. Stats have a story. Years from now, we'll be arguing, Jokic only was first team NBA 5 times, 6 times. And we're going to forget the fact that it's only because he was injured, he didn't have 1 extra time. It's only because he was injured, he didn't have 1 extra time. Not because he wasn't good enough. But if you look at the stat, you would assume so. You wouldn't say, oh, he injured and the rule changed where they only can put guys on the first team if they play 65 games. So I brought that up for you guys to keep that in mind when y'all try to debate them stats, because stats have a story. Pelicans versus OKC. Pelicans lost 95-104. Did you see Fears got choked up by Dort?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he had that coming. Somebody was bound to do it. I like Fears. Fears is a young guy. He a baller. He a hooper. But at the end of the day, he's been caught talking some, he's been caught talking crazy to some of these players. And guess what? Somebody, Dort was like, yo, I ain't having that. I ain't had, he choked him up. And you saw, and I ain't gonna lie to you, you saw the fear in his eyes. No pun intended. No pun intended, though. But you definitely see the fear in his eyes, though. You seen the fear in his eyes, and he was caught by surprise. Yeah, the NBA is the WWE for sure. They not going to hurt nobody, but he wasn't expecting that. He got up, yo, listen, young boy, now you keep talking to me like I'm some child, bruh. Calm down. But anyway, the Pelicans lost, OKC 104. No Jalen Williams last night. He's out. But the Thunder defense looks amazing. The way they rotate out of the swing, the way they rotate out of broken plays, I love it. And for people who say the NBA doesn't make, or the NBA players don't play D, you're just not watching teams like Detroit. You're not watching teams like OKC. You're not watching those teams because these guys are playing defense. And when I'm watching the NBA, it's not the fact that they playing defense or not playing defense. It's the fact that they shot makers. There's a lot of shot makers in the NBA. Some of these shots that Jamal Murray was shooting, Cade was shooting, some of these shots these guys were hitting was insane. Like for instance, my man, what's my guy name here? I'm about to go back to the Denver game. My man Brown, last name Brown, came out hot, dropped 16 points. We got some hitters out. We got some hitters in the NBA, bro. We got some hitters, and you gotta respect it. It ain't the fact that guys not playing defense. It's just the fact that these guys can ball. And then the thing I also love about OKC is the way they move the basketball. I mean, the way they move the basketball is a coach's dream. Yes, SGA gonna get his points, but they still moving that basketball. They still working with a purpose, and I love it. SGA had 29 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Chet Holmgren had 20 points. He had 20 points and I believe it was 10 rebounds, not 9. I got down here 9, but I'm pretty sure he had a double-double. Pretty sure he had a double-double. No, he had 14 rebounds, excuse me. He had 20 points and 14 rebounds. I don't know where I got 9 from. So, but again, man, I like OKC. Do you still think OKC a championship team?
Yeah.
Okay. I still think they're a championship team. I think they're a championship team even more so after they lost them a couple games.
Oh, even more?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because you learn from your mistakes.
Okay.
You learn from your mistakes. There's nothing like getting to a place you don't know if your team can handle adversity.
Yeah.
So they handle adversity well. The Pelicans, nonetheless, they I like I said, I've been saying this all year. I like the Pelicans for next year. I like them for next year. They can fight. They fighters. I can understand it when people are like, yo, we want Zion to be healthy. Because watching him last night, you could tell, like, yo, he need to be on the court. He's a difference maker. He developed a better jump shot over the summer. He stayed away from the OF models. I think, and then you get DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray.
Yeah,
DeJounte Murray come back. I think. Listen, bro, the Pelicans could be serious next year. Queen did some move last night where he's coming down the lane, stutter step, Euro, and I think it was blocked though. But nonetheless, it was a tough move. Going to the next game, Knicks versus the Sacramento Kings. Knicks took it home 103-87. Jalen Brunson had 28 points and 4 assists, and here's the thing. Be real with you. When it comes to sack, they're a prime example of names are not everything. For them to have 87 points, it's crazy. It's crazy. DeMar DeRozan had 34 of those 87. He had 39% of their points. One person. And you're trying to beat the Knicks? Knicks, no, bro, they moving that ball. Knicks know how to play. And then not to mention Sacramento shooting. Sacramento is ranked 19th in the NBA when it comes to 3-point percentage or 3 points made. They shot 19% last night. Now, that's just a bad game. But you got to have different pieces to do different things on those nights. Because you got to look at it, because you got the pieces. You got the guys. You got the experience. I mean, I believe Zach LaVine didn't play last night, but you have those pieces in there. Your record for the Sacramento Kings, it shouldn't be 12-36. I mean, Domantas Sabonis played. Domantas Sabonis played, and he had 11 points in 33 minutes. He had 12 rebounds, but that's to me, you 5 for 10 shots. That's I think he can be more aggressive on a lineup like this. He can be more aggressive. Keegan Murray's out. Zach LaVine is out. And Zach LaVine been out for a long time. He's always out. So, I think they got a good team, but it's just about how they playing it. But on to the next game. The Clippers versus Utah. The real show in town. If y'all don't know, we in LA, and I got my guy here. He a big Lakers fan, but I keep telling him the Clippers the real show right now. The ball movement looked great last night. Your boy James Harden balling insane. Like I said in our last episode, James Harden is having one of his best statistical careers, or one of his best statistical years of his career, and that he had in a long time. He's this year he's averaging 25 and 8. Last night he had 16 points, 10 assists. Yeah, 16 points, 10 assists. I mean, the way he was moving the basketball was amazing. Then you got Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard had 21 points and 4 assists. But the thing that I'm really impressed about Kawhi Leonard is that he's healthy. I'm happy that he's healthy. What you got?
Yeah, you think he's an all-star this year?
Kawhi? Yeah, he's all-star. He averaged 28 points.
Yeah, Kawhi and James Harden are both all-stars?
Oh, that's a tough one.
You just taking one from that team.
25 and 8 used to get you an all-star nod. Right now they 22-24 as a team. What's the All-Star game without James Harden these days, huh? I still think they can make an All-Star team. I gotta look at the list and see who else is in the reserves. But the way they playing, I still see them as All-Stars. They're just not starters. They're just not starters, and that's a tough one. That's a tough one. But the Utah Jazz, I like Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey looked good last night as well. Ace Bailey, he had 20 points last night. And you could tell he has a lot of potential. He has a lot of potential. And his potential, I think he'll get to that about 2 years from now. But he just got to find his footing in the NBA. He still got to get his speed up, his aggressiveness up. I think it's certain things he can work on. But nonetheless, Ace Bailey, he looks good. He looks good right now. Pause. But Kawhi Leonard, the reason why he don't get a lot of criticism, bro, because he's quiet. He don't bother nobody.
I feel like he's been getting. I mean, within the recent couple of years, with the low management and not playing, and the money laundering, whatever.
Well, yeah, I see. Yeah, when you start doing stuff like that, though, that's the money situation and stuff off the court that we won't speak on. Well, we can speak on this public records, but apparently he was in part of some type of scam. But when you start doing stuff like that, that's when people like, oh, you stealing money and you not playing? You double dipping. So at the end of the day, like that's when people get to chattering. But before, like, we had Samaki Walker on here, and he was on some shit. Yeah, man, he better than Durant. You like, damn, what you mean? Dude ain't even play most of his career. Like, so people don't give him too much slack because he out the way. He don't bother nobody, man. I watched this other game last night, Brooklyn versus the Suns. They had T-shirts. They was giving out T-shirts. I forget the first number. I think it was like 2,500 or something. It was Dylan the Villain T-shirts. Would you rock a Dylan the Villain?
I'll rock a Dylan the Villain T-shirt. I ain't gonna lie. I'll rock that. Yeah.
I ain't mad at it though. I like Dylan Brooks' game.
They were giving out the T-shirts in Brooklyn.
No, they wasn't. They was in Phoenix.
Oh, it was in Phoenix.
They was in Phoenix.
My fault.
I don't mind that. I like that they embracing Dylan Brooks. The fan base love him. Says it looks like he got a home there. Jalen Green and Devin Booker, they didn't play. They're out. Obviously, Devin Booker with his ankle injury, but nonetheless, they still won. They still won against the Brooklyn Nets. MPJ had 36 points, and one of the things I like about Brooks is he became a scorer. Like he was a defender at first, and he became a scorer. I like that about Brooks. And then Grayson Allen, man. Grayson Allen's always on go time. I gotta see. I hear that. I don't know everything about Grayson Allen's background, but someone was telling me that I believe he's from Georgia, right? He's from the South, but he used to pull up in the hood and go hoop.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I wouldn't know that. But
no, I heard, I forget where I hear that from. I heard someone's talking about it. His dad would just have him, he'll have him in the toughest spots, and he in there talking what he talk now. So they got into a little scuffle last night. It wasn't with Grayson Allen so much. It was with Man and someone else. But I'm looking at it, and they holding Grayson Allen back, and he wasn't even part of the play, really. I'm like, he must be a true little goon. So yeah, but I mean, you need him. You need guys like that, man. But moving on to the last game, you had the Blazers versus the Wizards. Now, the Blazers and the Wizards won 115 to 111. Here's the thing with the Wizards, man. I'm actually I don't want to say that. What I was going to say with the Wizards, man, is that I don't know where they're going. I'm actually not impressed with these, even if they won. They 11-34. I do like Portland's record right now. Portland is 23-25. They started out ugly, but they started making a comeback. Your boy Denny. What how you say his last name?
Denny, is it Avdia?
Avdia. He been balling this year. He's averaging 25.7 rebounds, 6 assists. Those are phenomenal numbers. He's been in the league for 5 years now. Those are phenomenal numbers, man. Shaden Sharp had 31 points last night for the Blazers, so he was balling out. But Keyshawn George, 19 for the Wizards. Alex Sarr. Y'all love this guy, Alex Sarr. Alex Sarr is good. I want to see him be more consistent, though. I do want to see him be more consistent. He averaged 17 points right now. But, he'll give you what he gave you last night. Last night he gave you 29 points and 12 rebounds. You got to aim for that all the time.
Look, it's going to be a lot easier for him to average that once Trae Young is in the lineup, man.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, once Trae Young
I
gets
got
there,
to
it's
see
gonna
how
be
this
lit.
whole trade thing with Trae Young.
I'm trying to tell you, once Trae
I
gets
got to see
there,
how this pan out.
it's
Because
gonna be lit.
this ain't it.
Yo, Trae's gonna make the Wizards lit again, bro.
This
Watch.
ain't it, man.
Yeah,
We gonna see.
Yeah.
Let's get to the games tonight. We got Lakers versus Cleveland. This could be LeBron last time going to Cleveland.
LeBron's playing another year, bro. I'm not buying it.
You think he's gonna play another year?
He's gonna play another year. You don't average 25 and go out.
That's what I'm saying though. That's Bron though, bro.
At least 20.
A lot of dudes can't average 25 when in retirement.
At least 20. He's playing too good. At least he's at least gonna put the back
you
burner.
see that? He a Lakers fan who was like, "Oh, what's going to happen when LeBron get back in the now? He too good. Don't go, please, don't go." Yeah, I told y'all, man. But it's gonna be his last go around, man. It's gonna be his last go around. The Bulls versus the Pacers, 11-30. Pacers 11-36. Tough game to watch. Bulls, I have more faith in them. They 23-23. I think they can win this game. Boston versus Atlanta. I feel like Boston playing Atlanta is that's like the 9th time this year or some shit. But Boston, I believe they're the second in the East. Atlanta's 23-25. I'm gonna rock with Boston. Before I say I rock with Boston, let me make sure everybody's playing first, because that's the biggest thing. You don't want to. Yeah, well, I'm gonna rock with Boston, man. Jalen Johnson's averaging 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists, leading his team in all 3 statistical categories. Then you got Jaylen Brown, who's averaging 29 points. So it's going to be a good game. It's definitely going to be a good game. So make sure y'all guys tune into that. Who else we got here? We got the sorry about that, guys. We got the Miami Heat versus Orlando Magic. I don't know why I have so much faith in Miami Heat. I like their team, bro. I like the fact that guys like Norman Powell gets a second chance. You know what I'm saying? That's dope to me. That's kind of cool for me. New York versus Toronto. I feel like they play each other a lot too. That's gonna be a good game. They got almost identical records. The Raptors 29-19 right now. New York 28-18. I'm gonna go with Toronto on this one, bro. I feel like they match up well, but Toronto a little bit more hungrier. I think they match up well though. Charlotte versus Memphis, 19-28. Charlotte's record. Memphis record is 18-26. I'm gonna go with Memphis. Memphis been playing well lately.
Charlotte been balling too. I think
They've been balling, but we gonna see. We gonna see how it looks. But they've been balling. Dallas versus Minnesota. Your boy Cooper Flag, 19-27.
Yeah, cool.
Dallas 19-27. Their record is 19-27. Minnesota is 28-19 right now. I got Minnesota on this one. Yeah, let me just double check, because the injury is gonna mean a lot. You got Cooper Flag. He averaged 18 points. He's not too far away from what I say he was average, bro.
You're not giving his rebounds and assists, bro.
I mean, look, he ain't leading the league. He ain't leading his team in rebounds. PJ Washington leading his team in rebounds with 7.
That don't matter, bro. He's right behind. He's right there with 6.
I mean, he's right there. You're right.
That's what I'm saying. He's doing a little bit of everything, bro.
He might be out tonight, though. He might be out tonight. Game time decision because of his ankle. And Klay Thompson because of his knee. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Minnesota on this one. Golden State versus Utah. Golden State versus Utah. Like that game?
Yeah, I like the game. It's gonna be a fun game.
It's gonna be a fun game. You think so?
Yeah. Keyshawn George.
26-22, Golden State. 15-32, Utah. I don't think it's gonna be a fun game. I think it's gonna be that's one of them games you keep when Steph in the game, he out of the game. All right, change channel. Be back. Jimmy Butler ain't there. Got Steph, but I think they still win this game. And lastly, San Antonio versus Houston. That's going to be a good game. That's going to be a good game. I'm always rock with Houston, man. Rock with the underdogs. But you know what? Yeah, this is one of them popcorn games. What I call a popcorn game is it's just one of them games where you just enjoy it. Just pop your popcorn. Go ahead and enjoy the game, bro. But nonetheless, man, that's a wrap. That's a wrap, E. That's the games for the night. We talked about the games last night. Make sure y'all guys tap in. Make sure y'all go to Goals Activewear. Get this Score Society hat. Yeah, get that Score Society hat. We got 30% off at checkout when you use Real Hoopers. Real Hoopers at checkout receive 30% off. Also, make sure you guys follow us on all social media platforms. Score Society. It's the only one, Score Society. And other than that, man, tap in. Rock in with the scores. Until next time, let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Score Society.